Hello, this is Dr. Roddy Ferguson, and welcome to the pre-release presentation for Scissor Sweep Secrets. I'm a 2004 Olympian, a four-time national judo champion. I'm also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Ricardo Laborio and a judo black belt as well. I'm the head sensei and owner of Tampa, Florida Judo, and also the producer of Scissor Sweep Secrets. For the pre-release, I would encourage you to go to www.thescissorsweep.com. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to tell you that I am privileged to be able to construct this particular new product. I haven't done a new product in some time, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of the intricacies of the scissor sweep and some of the finer points that are sometimes missed as we progress through the ranks of judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu in the area of grappling. Golfing great Jack Nicklaus said that a successful golf shot begins with having a proper grip and correct posture and placement in terms of how you stand over the ball. This means that success is almost a foregone conclusion before you even swing. See, even in something as simple as a scissor sweep, the setup, the grip placement, and the positioning actually dictate your ability to do the particular technique. And being able to hit the technique sometimes is already a foregone conclusion based upon the way that you've set the move up. In Marshall Goldsmith's book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, he talked about the things that you have done previously in your career or previously in your life are those things that are the foundation that put you in a position of where you are now, but those particular things aren't exactly what you need to exceed now. To excel now. You need something different to excel. You need some things that exceed what you've done before. So I want to talk to you about a few things today. So bear with me. What I have to share with you is slightly embarrassing, but it's the truth. So here it goes. As I said before, it's been some time since I've come out with a new product. I've been wondering exactly what I should do, what you would be interested in, what would keep me engaged so that I could actually finish the product, and what would really increase the area and field of both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo in terms of knowledge. After sending out a survey to many of you and to the people on my list, my supporters, friends, Facebook followers, etc., I got several requests. Many of you wanted to know how I stay motivated, the things that drive me, what keeps me going. Some of you wanted to see more information on throwing, on grip fighting in the sport of judo. There were some people that asked about how I maintain my work and family balance life and have fun and everything else. And then there were many of you that asked why I have not done an instructional video in some time. This kind of shocked me because I've done instructional videos. I've done several of them in the areas of strength and conditioning. And I did one for absolutely 100% free just recently. Called Circuit Training Made Easy. It can be found at www.circuittrainingmadeeasy.com. It is 100% free. You get a login and a password. There's probably over maybe 3 or 4 hours of video there that will show you exactly how to set up your own particular training program, how to work yourself through the phases of a macrocycle, a mesocycle, or a microcycle. It satiates the needs of a weekend warrior, the soccer mom, and the elite level athlete, and so much more. It's 100% free. It is an instructional. I've done instructionals, and if you would like to engage in such a product, I would encourage you to go to www.circuittrainingmadeeasy.com. It is 100% free. I've also did a fantastic instructional video on Morote Gari with two-time Olympian Taraji Williams-Murray. It is a movement that has been banned in the sport of judo, but is still utilized in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well as Sambo. It is not as simple as a double leg technique, but the Morote Gari technique is a double leg. It is not the same double leg that you utilize in wrestling. The level change is a lot different, and the setups are different because of the gi. If you want to learn the ins and outs of that particular technique and start taking down more people in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so that you can lead 2-0 or at least dictate how you want the match to go, I would highly encourage you to go to www.morotegari.com. And of course, I've created the most comprehensive instructional grip fighting library in the world with two-time Olympic bronze medalist and four-time Olympian Jimmy Pedro, which can be found here at www.gripfighting.com. So I've done some instructionals before, but I've also done a lot since then in terms of coaching and training. I've learned so much, and what's crazy is that I still feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm just getting started. But the game changer for me was, well, it occurred back in 1998, and I got it from my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor, Lord Irvin. Lord was like obsessed with repetition and perfection, as I was and as I am. And because I was training for the 2000 Olympics, when I was introduced to the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this was a perfect fit. I could not find anyone who would train the way that I was training. I couldn't find anyone who was so committed to learning newaza and expounding upon their knowledge on the ground in the sport of judo, the true old school judo newaza, which is very similar to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The newaza that most judo professionals no longer know but want to say it's just judo. Well, if it's just judo, then teach it or show it to me, but you can't. That's like walking up to the house that you grew up in as a child and saying, that used to be my house. Yeah, you are correct. That used to be your house. But if I asked you to let me in, you would no longer be able to, because you don't have the keys. You would be required to knock on the door for someone else to let you in. And that's what has happened in the sport of judo when it comes to newaza and groundwork. The techniques that originally came from judo are no longer common in terms of the body of knowledge for coaches. So most coaches don't have that knowledge. That knowledge has moved over into the realm of what we call Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So yeah, it was judo, but it's not the judo that you all know anymore. In 1998, I ended up knocking on the right door. I learned a great deal from a super knowledgeable source of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts. I was introduced to Lord until moving to Florida in 2004. In 2004, I discontinued my development under Lord Irvin and joined American Top Team in South Florida. What an eye-opening experience. Now, you want to talk about eye-opening, buddy? I took a beating. I'd never been on the mat with that many black belts before, ever. I can remember taking a beating, man, from Marcus Aurelio, Renato Tavares, Jeff Munson, Boca, Oliveira, Dustin Dennis, Dennis Kang, and beatings that I just could not, I can't put into words the beatings that I took from Master Ricardo Laborio. I wouldn't even call them beatings. It looked like he was practicing and I couldn't move. It was an unbelievable education. And the style was different than the one that I learned. Not better, not worse, different. I kept an open mind and I learned and learned and learned, which means I really tapped and tapped and tapped. And in early 2006, I earned my black belt from Master Ricardo Laborio. And in 2013, I earned my second degree black belt from Master Laborio as well. And in that time, I literally started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over from the beginning. Because when you get your black belt, you really, you go from white to blue and you're hungry. You're trying to learn. And you get purple belt. When you get your purple belt, you're really trying to tap brown belts and black belts, and you will catch some black belts and brown belts. You'll catch the ones that they're a little bit older, they don't train as much, they're out of shape, and you're really defining your game. You're not trying to learn any and everything. You're fine-tuning your game, whether it's your omoplata game or your triangle game or you have a sweep game. Whatever your game is, you're really refining it, and you're hungry. And then when you get the brown belt, all you can think about is just, what do I need to do to get the black belt? So you're cleaning up the dojo. You're trying to teach class. You're going to competitions. You're trying to, you're trying to learn as much as possible. And then when you get to black belt, you find out, you know what? I need to go back to the beginning because there's some stuff that I missed along the way while I was so hungry to become a black belt. And when I started my process over, one of my mentors in this process was Dustin Dennis. I remember my first training session with Dustin Dennis. He asked me to show him my standing guard pass. And then he proceeded to break it down, revamp it, and perfect it over the next 3 weeks. Yes, 3 weeks we did nothing but a standing guard pass. And that was it. No change-ups, no variations, no, Well, what if he does this type stuff? Just the same move. No questions, no talking, no nothing. The way that Dustin Dennis teaches is he says it and you do it, and that's it. And my ego really wanted to get in the way. I had to fight allowing my ego to get in the way. I remember getting out of my car one day saying to myself, who in the fuck does this dude think that he is? I've been at the top of my game, I know my shit. Pardon my language there, but that is what I was saying to myself about this particular guy. I was like, man, this dude, who's the guy talking to? Well, obviously I did not know my stuff. Now understand this. I had my black belt at this time. I could roll well with anybody. I competed at the Abu Dhabi Submission Wrestling World Championships. I placed second at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Mundials. I placed 16th at the Olympic Games, winning one match and losing two. I placed third at the Pan American Judo Championships and second at the Pan Ams in BJJ. And now I was learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all over again. Why? Because of my ego and my ambition. My ego and my ambition got in the way of my learning earlier in my career. I wanted to be the best so bad that I was rushing to learn. But I was not rushing to learn things perfectly. I was just trying to win, not knowing that you can do both. You can still slow down, learn correctly, and still win. I was rushing to learn moves so they would work. And whenever I was having problems with, I would just put a little extra elbow grease on it to make it work. And Lloyd Irvin used to tell me and try to correct me when I was doing this by saying I was using my Gold's gym technique. It was something that I took as a compliment, but it wasn't. I wasn't listening. And there was nothing that he could have told me to make me listen. At that time, I was just a hopeless case. I was trying to win. I was trying to get better. And I just wanted to get good fast. My Gold's gym technique was a technique that I could use to cover my deficiencies, that I could use to win. As I started to age, that technique became less and less available. However, it was there for me when I needed it. And as I moved up the ranks and started to roll with better people, it became less and less important. I sat down and said to myself, man, I really suck at this because I didn't listen. So I started over. I started over in 2006, and now it's 2013, and now I feel like a BJJ black belt. Right now I'm asking you to listen to me because what I have to share is actually important to you. It really doesn't matter if you're a world champion, a world medalist, an Olympian, or Olympic medalist, a perceived expert, or a real one. You can learn new techniques from old techniques. You can learn new techniques from old techniques. And you can learn new things from old techniques. And the stuff that you have discarded because it doesn't work for me are the things that you really need to force yourself to review. I'm in the final stages of putting the finishing touches on my new product, Scissor Sweep together. Scissor Sweep speakers. And I have been learning so much about the Scissor Sweep that is unbelievable in terms of teaching, how to teach it to kids, how to teach it to adults, the differences between implicit and explicit learning, when to utilize the whole teaching method, when not to use it, the pedagogy of teaching the Scissor Sweep. I've been covering long-term, short-term memory when it comes to the Scissor Sweep, how to drill it, how to break it down, how to do the micro drilling. I have really learned a lot when it comes to the Scissor Sweep. And I absolutely hated the Scissor Sweep when it was first taught to me in 1998. Now it's my favorite technique. It literally took me 15 years for me to see what I could not see back then. But you don't have to bump your head like I did. You could just simply give me an opportunity to share some things with you. So just listen, man, and hear me out. The worst thing that will happen is that you won't agree with me. That's the worst thing. The best thing that will happen is that I will save you 15 years on your career and help you improve and understand BJJ, Judo, and grappling like you never thought was possible. So what's the catch? Well, there is none. For the next few weeks, I'm going to share portions of my upcoming product, Scissor Sweep Secrets, with you. For you to enjoy, experience, apply, critique, pass along, practice, and improve. This is a hardcore educational product which involves many levels. You're going to improve on many levels. You know, I just had someone tell me, I put out a video on the scissor sweep, and one person replied on my Facebook page, which you can find on facebook.com/scissor sweep. The person said, well, I didn't see not one scissor sweep occur here. When you practice and train at the level at which I've practiced, train, and coach, every repetition does not occur in the physical. There are mental reps. You have your cognitive reps. You have your affective reps. And you have your reps that are done in the psychomotor domain. Every repetition is not done on the mat. If you can only get better on the mat, jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, grappling would be, it would be in a sad state of affairs. You have to be able to get better when you're not on the mat, which means that repetitions occur off the mat. So when the person told me I didn't see not one scissor sweep occur here, and this person is an instructor, they fall into the category for me of the eyes can only see what the mind can comprehend. And that person does not have an understanding of high-level training, of high-level coaching yet, to the point where they think that their students can only get better when they are on the mat. It's not true. There are a lot of different levels of repetition. Now, this particular product is a hardcore educational product, as I said before, which involves you improving on many levels. I believe that you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you learn, in my humble opinion. And I also believe that you'll find the information transformative and thought-provoking. And here's all that I ask. If you enjoy something, please say so. If you like something, pass it on to a friend or two. If you have any questions, please ask. And if you are accessing this info by email, please make a separate folder called Scissor Sweep Secrets and put this information in there. If by my blog, then bookmark it. If by YouTube, then subscribe. If by Twitter, then follow. And if by Facebook, then just like the page. If you're accessing this via my blog, then please copy and paste the message and put it into a Microsoft Word file and save it as Scissor Sweep Secrets so you have the information. That's all I have for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Please visit www.thescissorsweep.com. There's nothing to sign up for. There's only things for you to access and to watch in order to improve and get better. Thank you so much for your time. I am dedicated to the Scissor Sweep and your improvement. This is Dr. Roddy Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, 4-time national judo champion, head instructor and sensei of Tampa, Florida Judo, and author and producer of Scissor Sweep Secrets. Take care and have a fantastic day.